Good morning from the Bethel Village Motel in Maine. I woke up this morning at 6:30 and got packed up as quick as I could because, of course, I'm going to do the half-mile walk to Dunkin', get my iced coffee, and then I'm headed back to trail in about an hour and a half. That's such a cool looking dunks right there. But I got the goods, and I just want to say thank you to Nick for emailing me a Dunkin' Donuts gift card because this one's on you. So thanks. I am back on trail. I can't get over how amazing that stay was in Bethel. That motel was incredibly hiker friendly. Ruth owns it. She actually owns the gift shop underneath the motel, which was amazing. Obviously, I love a good gift shop because that's what I do when I'm not hiking. I own a gift shop. And she does everything. She does the motel, she does the cleaning, she does the gift shop, and loves the hikers. And it was just great talking with her. And Kevin, who was the shuttle driver both ways, was also amazing. And I just really enjoyed it. All in, it was about $90. That includes the shuttle, laundry, motel room. Everything was perfect. And I'm hiking. And honestly, it feels a little weird to be hiking with dry socks and shoes. That's such a foreign feeling for me right now, but I know that could change any second. But I'm trying to keep them dry for as long as possible because I think that just helps my mental health, I guess, hiking with dry feet. Today I'm planning 16 miles to the Hall Mountain Shelter, I believe. So we'll see how it goes. It's off to a good start. Oh no, I left my green juice in the fridge. Oh man, I was gonna have that after I finished my iced coffee. Oh well, but I did have a really good breakfast sandwich, iced coffee, and a banana and a donut for breakfast. So feeling fueled, feeling like I have some good energy to start out the day. And yeah, just overall in a really good mood right now. I started a climb right out of the parking lot this morning and then realized I didn't know what I was climbing, so I just looked it up and far out. I am climbing the Baldpates today. So that should be fun, a couple thousand feet of elevation right off the bat. A podcast I started listening to while I was on trail this year sounds like a search and rescue podcast. And if you do any hiking in New Hampshire, I highly recommend it. This is the first podcast I've listened to, besides Trail Tales, that I've thought like, oh, I really want to be a guest on that show. So, oops. maybe I'll get in contact with them after this Thru-Hike because I think they've mentioned my name before. And they do advertising, so maybe I can advertise my gift shop on that podcast or my New Hampshire Hikeopoly board game and my future projects. So, highly recommend. Hello. I stopped at the first shelter of the day, which is the Baldpate shelter, 2.5 miles into the day. I realized I'm not really in a rush today. I'm doing 16 miles, but I'm not trying to get anywhere at a certain time. So taking my time, figured I'd stop here for a quick snack and to filter my water and maybe dry out my feet a little more. They've stayed I want to say 80% dry, but it's almost impossible to be perfect on the trail. It's absolutely covered in water and mud, and I've been rock hopping a lot, so I've been trying to keep them dry, but yeah, I'll take my shoes off and air them out a little bit and get some good food in me. I'm carrying a lot more food than I actually need for this 2-day stretch because I wanted options. So I'm happy with that decision. Made it to the top of the first climb. Baldpate Mountain, West Peak. It actually went by pretty quick. I've done 2,400 feet of elevation and it is 11:48 a.m. But there's another peak of the Baldpates that I will hit shortly. I'm just climbing up this rock slab and it is so slimy and wet and slippery. I feel like I have to crawl on my hands and feet to get up here safely. It is sketchy. I mean, it would be sketchy on like a dry, sunny day, so. I didn't expect it to be this sketchy, but it is. Gosh, I am, every step is hands, feet, knees, like I am crawling up this mountain. I made it up here, Baldpate East Peak. Hopefully it's not too sketchy going down. Look at this river crossing. That is so sketchy. That's the drop off. If you have one bad step. That is terrifying. That river crossing is not safe for me to do by myself, obviously. So I'm gonna bushwhack a little bit, go upstream and see if there's a better spot for me to cross. Because yeah, that was flowing really hard, and right past the trail was a giant waterfall that if you step wrong, you will fall down. I made it across, and that's where I crossed. It wasn't too bad, but definitely a little sketchy. Now I just have to find my way back to the trail. We're real bushwhacking right now. Here's another perspective of where the trail was supposed to cross. I went way up there. I heard a thump so loud in the woods that the only thing it probably could have been is a moose or a tree falling. And there's not that much wind at the moment, so I'm gonna keep my eyes out. It is 7:09 p.m. and now I have 1 mile left in the day, and it honestly went by quicker than I thought it would. I thought I would be hiking until after 8, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Today was interesting. So that big mountain this morning, the Baldpates were absolutely terrifying. And that big river crossing that I showed was also terrifying. And it was weird being in those sketchy situations by myself. I feel like this whole through hike, I haven't really cared that I was solo hiking, or I haven't really been nervous at all, but ever since entering Maine and having everything just be soaking wet and the climbs are getting tougher, I'm actually really nervous in those situations. I know some people on trail around me, but no one that's really, I don't know, no one that I've actually stuck with. But I am doing fine. I talked to a few people in town yesterday and this morning that also said they were gonna go to this shelter that's in 1 mile, but I don't know if that's still the case, because I passed Bartman and I forget if I got the woman's name. They said they were gonna go, but I haven't seen them since this morning when we got dropped off. And then Grateful, who's also from New Hampshire, I saw him at the bar last night. He said he was gonna go to the hall shelter, but I haven't seen him all day today, so who knows? Yeah, I guess we'll find out in 1 mile. There's just so much mud and dirt caked on to the bottom of my socks when I took my shoes off. It's so gross. And that's it for today. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.